If you want to check out the video that we're going to be reacting to in its entirety with no commentary, because this is a live show, so we're not going to be pausing the video to talk. We're just going to be talking over the video. Click the link in the chat. If you're coming in from YouTube, you can find the link in the description down below. That way you can watch it with no commentary if you want to. And if we don't watch it, the whole thing, you can watch the whole thing. It's about 10 minutes long. All right. Let's get started, and we'll start with that video. The video is from Max Derrat, and it's called "Who is Pyramid Head?" This is my first time watching this video.
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to write the beginning of this video. It is so difficult to relay what it is about Pyramid Head that causes such unease, even for the most desensitized souls. After many starting attempts and erasures, I oddly found my answer when I admitted defeat. You can't define Pyramid Head's elusive, terrifying quality, no more than you can define what darkness is, in common terms. Darkness and all the evil it symbolizes, it just is. You can't question it, you can't argue with it. It is an eternal force, one that will never go away and one that we might never reconcile ourselves to. It is always there, bent on causing us the most extreme negative emotion possible. It is that undefinable force that defines Pyramid Head. He symbolizes that black, negating force in all its unstoppable brutality. However, unlike that formless darkness which Pyramid Head embodies, he himself has an actual form, a muscular male with a tattered white robe and a cast iron helmet, along with many deadly weapons. Fans have theorized about why he takes the form he does and what his ultimate purpose is. Some characterize him as a purely evil demon destined to haunt all who enter Silent Hill. Others theorize that Pyramid Head is actually trying to help James Sunderland to his end goal. As for myself, I've rediscovered some information regarding Silent Hill which not only might definitively prove who Pyramid Head is, but seemingly legitimizes almost every major theory that has come before, as illogical as that may seem. Needless to say, there are spoilers ahead. Let's start with what we know for certain about Pyramid Head. The Book of Lost Memories describes him as follows. He takes the appearance of an executioner of times past, but is actually incarnated from the part of James's consciousness that feels that he deserves punishment. As I have established in past videos about Silent Hill, the town has the power to give form to one's innermost thoughts. Simply put, Pyramid Head is the personification of a part of James Sunderland's mind. Pyramid Head has his face covered because his designer, Masahiro Ito, wanted a monster whose face could not be seen. Before he chose a pyramid to cover the face, he sketched the character with other masks. Ito soon found that the masks he sketched did not communicate the otherworldly terror.
He had another one that kind of looked like him. They called him the Butcher,
like
I think it was.
Might as well be any other human with a mask. He settled on a pyramid, seemingly because he took inspiration from drawings he did back in 1995. Drawings which show a mechanical creature with a pyramid as a head. The shape of the pyramid was inspired by a German experimental interceptor known as the Lippisch P-13A. The edges of the helmet were inspired by the skirt of the lower hull of the German tank King Tiger. Finally, his robes are inspired by one of the angels worshipped by Silent Hill's cult known as the Order. That angel was Valtiel, revered for being the closest of all angels to God. Valtiel was honored in the hopes that the Order's members might create a closer relationship with God. Like Pyramid Head, Valtiel has robes, a butcher's apron, gloves, and bloodstains galore, not to mention that his face is also concealed. Beyond these few details, there is little that can be said about what Pyramid Head is. There is only clarification about what he is not. Despite what later incarnations might suggest, the only canonically correct representation of Pyramid Head was in Silent Hill 2. His appearances in Silent Hill Homecoming and elsewhere were made by corporate directive, and not with the continuity of the first 4 games in mind. The fleshy substance under the helmet is also non-canonical, with Masahiro Ito saying he had nothing to do with that. He has stated firmly that what is under the pyramid is a head. These are the few primary facts regarding who Pyramid Head is
games and deep dives
Several
are very
questions
interesting to me.
still must be answered. For instance, why is he wearing a pyramid and not something else? If there's a head under the helmet, what does the head look like? If he's a manifestation of James's imagination, why does he dress like one of the Order's former cult members? I will attempt to answer all of these questions, but I must first establish my overall theory. In past videos I have done on Silent Hill, I have evoked the theories of famous psychoanalysts to help explain the town's horrors, specifically the theories of Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. I did this because the Book of Lost Memories explicitly states that the game borrows from psychoanalytic theory. For example, in my most recent Silent Hill video, I proposed that the character of Maria embodied a Jungian concept known as the anima. It's a bit too complicated to summarize here and now, but what's important is that those who watched the video seem to agree that my theory was correct. Following this, I wanted to see if psychoanalytic theory applied elsewhere in the Silent Hill universe. Given that Hiroyuki Iwaku cites Freud as a main inspiration, I wanted to see if Freud's most famous contribution could be applied to Silent Hill, his division of the human psyche into three parts: id, ego, and superego. To help simplify things, this division can be illustrated with this comedic depiction: the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. The angel is the superego, the moral component of our psyche that strives for self-betterment. The devil is the id, the hedonistic component of our psyche, which seeks immediate gratification of the human instinct. The ego is us, trying to mediate between the desires of the superego and the id. In regards to the id, because it contains several undesirable traits, we tend to repress them into the unconscious part of our mind. All of our tendencies towards wrath, gluttony,
like
sloth,
how they use an iceberg
pride,
to describe
envy,
that.
greed, and lust are pushed down into the darkest depths of our soul, in the hopes that they never surface, so that we may play the part of a civilized being. The problem is, every time we repress them, they eventually come back stronger, seeking horrific revenge for their suppression. What Freud's successors argued should be done to avoid the mental pain that comes along with repression is to find ways to integrate these negative traits into our conscious being, so that we may bring them under control. This way, the negative traits don't govern us, we govern them. If Silent Hill gives form to our unconscious thoughts, and Hiroyuki Iwaku has taken inspiration from Freud's psychoanalytic theories, I think it's reasonable to suggest that Pyramid Head is the personification of Freud's id. Decorated in filth, blood, and rust, Pyramid Head embodies the worst aspects of masculine sexuality and violence. Though James may initially succeed in repressing him through combat, he always comes back with greater force and agility. First, he comes back with the Great Sword, which kills with only one swipe. After that, he comes back with the spear, allowing him to move faster but with the same lethality. Finally, he returns with a double. By accepting or at least entertaining the notion that Pyramid Head is the id incarnate, I find that many other theories regarding Pyramid Head become validated. For example, some believe that Pyramid Head is actually trying to help James towards his ultimate goal, but others point out the impossibility of this theory because Pyramid Head, at many times, clearly tries to kill James. With my theory, I believe that both points of view can be true. If Pyramid Head embodies all the negative traits we wish to push down into our unconscious, one of those traits might be
what? Might be what? What? Huh? Might be what? Oh, well, anyway, I don't know why I cut off early there, but that tells me that we're done that video. But yeah, that was Who Pyramid Head Is by Max Derrat. Go over to his YouTube channel and give him a subscribe. You can watch the video in its entirety over there. If you're coming in from YouTube, you can find it in the description of this live, or you can hit this link in the chat. Okay. Maybe OBS doesn't play videos longer than like 5 minutes or so. I don't fucking know. That was cool and weird at the same time. I'm gonna have to look into that. Anyway, fuck me. Let's head back over.